All right, we'll work on our last worksheet, our job cost summary. So to complete this worksheet, we're going to need to work in the desktop version of Excel. So in the upper right, you can select editing and you can select open in the desktop. And then we're going to go into cell A1. So again, this is the very similar to the worksheet. It is the worksheet that we were working on. It's just in the desktop version. So you can click in cell A1 and then you're going to select Insert and Pivot Table. All right, and then for we'll have that the location in cell A1, so that will work. And then for the table, you can pick, so we'll do table, underline, job, costs, and we'll hit OK. And then the other way of doing that besides typing in table job costs is you could just open the job cost sheet and click in a cell there. All right, so now that we've got that all set, what we're trying to do is tabulate our total costs by job. So we did that in our job cost sheet, but that was for every transaction. We had a running total. Now we just want our ending total. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on job number and drag that down to rows. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take labor costs and bring that down to values. Then we're going to do the same for both material and overhead. So you want to make sure that you're taking the labor and the material, not down below that you saw that information, the cost to date. So then we want our material cost, and then we want our overhead applied. All right, then the next thing that we want to do, and again, it's very related, and we'll be able to double check the numbers for the total for each job with the screen from the job cost sheet. All right, so again, we're trying to get our totals. So we want to change this from count of labor costs. We don't need to know how many entries we had. We want to know the sum. So now we're going to have the sum of all of these. So you can see over here, we've got some totals. All right. And so now what you want to do is you want to click inside the pivot table, and then you want to go to Fields, Items, and Sets. And you want to go to Calculated Field. So we're going to be adding another column, and this is going to be our total. So our field, we can label it Calc Job Total. So we wanted to calculate the job total. And in this formula, we're going to have labor cost, insert the field, plus the material cost, and hit the plus sign or add, and then overhead applied. All right, then we'll click OK. And then we want to rename our columns. So in our Word document, we have all of our columns. All right, so we have all of our new column headings, and then we can close. I like to hit save here, and then we can close out of here, and we can go back to our Word document. And so that just updated, so we're back to our web version. And now that's been updated. So what you can do now, once we get these transactions in these other sheets, you'll be able to click, and then you'll be able to say refresh. All right. And the other thing that it would be good practice to highlight all of these and format them as number. And so we are all set to work on our forms.